Alright, I'm not gonna lie, these videos confuse me. This series is hard to follow. But we're doing our best, man. Doing the Valmiki Ramayan series here from 21Notes. It's been fun. You know, there are little pieces here that stick out that, you know, kind of merge with all the other stuff that we've learned. So it's just going to have to be that way, where we kind of just pick it piece by piece. And like, if we don't get it, we don't get it.
Yeah. But it's you know why it might not be so intense? and is because I kind of appreciate, given the videos we've covered today prior to this one, is that they always come from a very neutral place. It's like, hey, this is what happened. You know what I mean? And it's not, I don't feel like it's just jamming this, trying to like really manipulate me into thinking it. It's like this is how it was written.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of a nice break from the more intense videos.
Yeah. We know you guys like these too. And again, I'm when I get on a path and someone says you can't do something, I'm like, I gotta do it. So like, I know other people out there have tried doing this and they've given up, but hey, we're on episode 10 of season 1.
Little by little.
How do you eat an elephant? 20 years from now.
Don't eat elephants, actually.
20 years from now, we might be done. But anyway, let's get into this one. Oh, and this one's titled Tataka, if I didn't say it already.
All right.
Listen. Here used to be two prosperous Janapads, Malad and Karusha, and there lived a brave, noble and wealthy man, a Mahayaksha called Suketu. Suketu was blessed with a gem of a daughter, Kanya Ratnam, called Tataka. She grew up to be a very beautiful young lady, Rupa Yauvana Shalinim, and she was also very mighty and powerful. She had a son called Marich. However, over time she became cruel and started harassing the people of the Janapads. She and Marich attacked Agastya Muni, whose ashram at that time was in the same region. Agastya Muni cursed Tataka and Marich that they would become Rakshasas. The precise words used by Valmiki are Rakshasatvam bhajasveti. You will become full of Rakshasness or Rakshasa tendencies, Rakshasatvam. And so, Tataka, the gem of a daughter, became Tataka, the Rakshasi. Very interesting
She-Hulk.
that the first Rakshas we come across face to face in the story is 1, a woman, 2, who became a Rakshasi because of her behavior, not because she belonged to some race or clan, and 3 is from North India. Remember, we are only 2 days walking distance away from Ayodhya. Time to reset some of our assumptions about the Rakshasas. Now, because of this devastation being caused by Tataka, Vishwamitra directed Ram to kill her. Vishwamitra also correctly anticipated that Ram would balk at the thought of raising his arms against a woman. So he clarified, Nahi te stri vadakrute gruna karya. Show no mercy to Tataka just because she is a woman. Rajyabhar niyuktanamesha dharmas sanatana adharmyam jahi ka kutstha dharmo yasya na vidyate. For this is the dharma of those appointed to bear the responsibility of a kingdom. O Ram, kill her. She knows no dharma. Vishwamitra also gives Ram historical precedents to further build his case. Ram replies, As per the words of my father and the command of Vishwamitra, who has knowledge of the Brahman, I shall surely slay Tataka. Ram stepped into the forest. He baited Tataka by making a big sound with his bow. She took the bait and attacked him. Upon hearing that sound, the Rakshasi, filled with blind rage, rushed in the direction of the sound. She was Kruddham, Vikrutam, Vikrutananam, Pramanenati Vriddham, full of wrath, with contorted face, disfigured, gigantic in size. Now, in spite of Vishwamitra's previous clarification about the appropriateness of killing her, Ram had a moment of hesitation. He thought perhaps he could just immobilize her instead of killing her. And so he shot arrows on her arms and legs. But Tataka countered with a vicious attack. She kicked up a cloud of dust so that she could not be seen and started attacking Ram and Lakshmana with stones. By now it was beginning to get dark, and Vishwamitra advised Ram to finish off the task before nightfall so that Tataka did not have a chance to recover from her wounds. Ram was a Shabdavedhi. He could aim an arrow to the source of a sound, even if the source was not visible. This was immensely useful at this hour, when the sun was going down and they were being blinded by dust. Ram and Lakshmana's arrows found their mark, and that was the end of Tataka. Vishwamitra was very pleased and congratulated the brothers, and they prepared to spend the night in Tataka One itself.
All right, the moral of the story is don't be like Tataka, or you will become like a Rakshasa, or whatever they're called. And she became someone who was hideous and dark on the inside, became hideous and dark on the outside, and then was slain by the heroes of the story.
Is that the thing? Is that the moral?
Yeah, that was the story. That was actually one of the easier ones I found to follow.
No, but you think if you become hideous and dark on the inside, you become hideous and dark on the outside?
Not necessarily. I think that just so happened in this case, but
no, that's a technical thing that we should really cover.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, are there people that are hideous and dark on the outside that are actually not hideous and dark on the inside? Or is it just safer to treat anybody that's hideous and dark like they did something bad?
On the outside? No,
that's certainly how Hollywood treats it.
Yeah,
but that's so that they can sell more beauty stuff.
Yeah.
Anywho's a medoozles. So I wouldn't be fair in addressing this video if I didn't hold it to the same light I hold all religions, right?
Yeah.
I want to be fair to all religions and say the same thing I say to all of them, which is just don't go believing anything. This is what I always say. Don't just remember not to believe anything. And that's not an invitation to nihilism. That's a new belief. Nihilism would require your participation in being a nihilist or actively not believing anything. And you say, well, you're not saying anything then. No, I'm still saying something. You just got to look a little closer. But I got to say, so just don't go believing anything. Don't turn anything into a religion. Don't turn anything into a lifestyle. When it comes to any kind of religion. And just don't do whatever the opposite of that is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, say, for instance, there was a moral. You know what I mean? Like, killing is bad or something like that. You go, what are you saying? We shouldn't have books to tell people not to kill? You really? On the other side of that is a deep desire to kill? I would say keep looking, Like, you haven't thought it through very much. That means you're on the chopping block to be killed. And that means you live in a society where killing's okay. You don't necessarily need a story or a belief or anything to generate a way of life we can collectively agree is good.
What were you saying again? Say it again.
I was saying what I always say to all religions is I'm happy to respond to them and react to them. But my standing perception is that don't get all wrapped up and lost in them or make them become something that you got to carry with you forever. See them hold all things loosely. I'm just not an advocate for maintaining something just because it seemed true or seemed valuable to you for most of your life. Now, it's a little bit differently. I'm not sure I would interrupt somebody if they were living an aimless life. They kind of starting off as a nihilist or starting off with just some kind of like disruptive belief pattern, and they were going to reform and decide that they were going to adopt the morality of some religion. I might see that and kind of let it play out, because at least they're not going to be a violent threat to anyone anymore, or a thief or something like that. They're going to try to contribute in some wholesome way. I might let it play out. But if you're carrying around like this is the way it is, the other side of that can get a little bit intense, can get a little bit defensive, can get a little bit like possessive, can get a little bit shadowy.
You know what's interesting?
Not fully seen for what it is.
Based upon all the stuff that you're saying, I was just kind of like thinking about them. Like, how do I tie this, what you're talking about, into what we're actually watching here?
Yeah.
And there is kind of like a little bit of a meta perspective, because when we look at these scriptures, there's like story within a story within a story. And when you're going through the belief thing that you're talking about, it's like you start trading stories. That can be another thing that you fall into. Maybe that is kind of like a deeper perspective that can be found within here, is the oscillating of, going from one story back to the next story, or through the stories.
I
don't know.
And
Just to bring it all on back home.
And even the character, what turned her into a Rakshasa? She was cruel and mean, right?
Yeah.
How do people end up cruel and mean? That's kind of a belief already. Like, there's a belief that if you just leave children alone, they'll be little monsters. They'll be horrible. But it's like a belief, how much... Like, what is the household that they're coming from? No, I've worked with kids, and there's the bad kid that you gotta set the right way. Wait a sec. There were two kids, the one that was minding his own business. They're all just clawing at each other, gonna eat each other if you leave them alone. You know what I mean? Look deeper. What was the environment that kid that was prone to stealing come from? Or maybe a subtle redirecting of their behavior. Yeah. But the idea that we need to be indoctrinated lest we all be monsters, I'm saying we could update that a little bit.
Yeah. And what made Tataka Tataka? Why did she just go kill those other people?
Maybe her mom taught her that that's how it's done. You terrify everyone around you. You set things the way they ought to be. Yeah. And then you turn into a monster of belief. You know what I mean? You turn into a monster of ideology, trying to spread your thing till it becomes cruel. Yeah. But, easy come, easy go. Things that are easy are more fluid. They do. It's only the brutal, rough things that are achieved through brutality that it's like, now you got like some karmic stability in this thing. Yeah. It's like hurt people, and that goes around and around and around, which almost has an appeal to it because it seems tangible. Easy come, easy go. Yeah. Some religion where it's like, welcome, nothing's anything. It'll be like, well, I'm going to go find a religion where things are things. You know what I mean? No. So easy come, easy go. Yeah. It's more fluid, but how do you want to live? Do you want to live this one life you got in the river of you came here from ways you don't even know and you pass on and it's fine? Or does it need to be a drama fest where it's a big scene right to the last drop?
All right, well, we'll leave it here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our reaction. Leave something down there in the comments. Let us know what you thought about what we had to say, what the video had to say, and hopefully you liked it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, share this with a friend, and everyone, until next time, stay spiritual.